Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock. That's right. Will Smith finally apologized to Chris Rock. The questions we're gonna answer today is, number one, was the apology genuine? The second question we're gonna answer today is, should Chris Rock accept Will's apology? We are also gonna open up the phone lines. The panel discusses next. The Six starts right now. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of The Six. This, of course, is Season 7, Episode 3 of The Six. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and introduce tonight's esteemed panelist. First up is the man down there in the 305. He's actually rocking the glasses, the intelligent Alpha Villains. What's going on, AV?
Hey, man. How's it going, guys? Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Donovan, thanks for having me on, man. Can't wait to dive into this topic, man. It's too late for sorry, man. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Next up is, of course, the most artistic man that I think I've probably ever met in my life. He paints and he writes. It's Afi Kingdom. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brothers on the panel, all my bros? We gonna chop it up. Let's get into it.
I like your, I'm going to start calling you AK, like AK-47 type shit.
Let's go.
Afi Kingdom. Go. Very nice. Next up is the man down in the dirty. It is the Book of Alpharonomy. What's going on, BOA?
Hey, what's good, brothers? What's good, man? It's a good topic for tonight, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, I missed last week's show, man.
It's all good.
Forward to it, but we're here, man. We're here. And like I said, man, when I do something, y'all ass looking for an apology, you can hang it up.
Shit, real talk. Last but certainly not least, it is the man up there in New York City by way of North Carolina, or vice versa. It is Miles Cunningham. What's going on, man?
What's going on, fellas? Man, shout out to the panel. Respect to everybody. Donovan, shout out to you because you always run a tight ship. So, you know, I gotta have respect for that. But your boy Miles Cunningham is just coming off a birthday weekend, and I just joined the Masculine Identity membership. You know what I'm saying? So go Go to my Instagram at Miles in the Game on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio and check out the Masculine Identity membership.
Very nice. Yeah, and happy birthday, Miles. If you don't mind us asking, how old are you?
41.
So you're my age. I'll be 40. I'll be 45 in 11 days. So congratulations to you.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Look, we're in our 40s now. Like,
yes.
OG. I think Jack the only one in his 30s.
He's the only one in his 30s. He's the only one in his 30s
now. Hell yeah.
Well, see, that explains why he's late all the time, right? He's still got a little bit of nigga in him. But that's all right. We're gonna cut him some slack. Geeky Anomaly in the chat says Alpha Villains stealing Don's studio look. Yes, yeah. Right, exactly. I said
it on record, man. He definitely inspired me to get.
Yeah, of course. I love it, man. Sure. I think it's fantastic, guys. Let's get right into it. So what we're gonna do is we are going to watch the Will Smith apology video. Let me add this to there we go. So Will Smith put out a public apology to none other than Mr. Chris Rock himself. Of course, Chris Rock was famously smacked by Will Smith at the Oscars. The smack heard around the world. I have not watched this yet. I don't know if you guys have, but I just want to get everybody's raw and organic opinion on this. So let's get it. I wonder if all of the Will Smith impersonators are going to have some fun with this. Like, it's been a minute. With Jada, dude, have you ever seen Jay Farrow's?
Jay Farrow's the best.
Oh, he is the best. He is absolutely the best. All right, here we go.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech?
That's a good question, Will. I have the answer. Because if I had done that, my wife would have kicked me out of my own goddamn house, which is the reason we're here in the first place. Just thought I'd put that out there.
I was fogged out by that point.
That's fair.
It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris.
Like those
and
kicks.
the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and
damn,
you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment.
This is what happens when you are a slave to your emotions.
Exactly.
So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man, and this is probably irreparable.
You think?
I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No.
She didn't have to.
It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it.
Hold up.
I don't.
Come on. Will, like, listen, man. We'll let me just finish this, because we ain't gonna get through this if we do this.
Sorry, babe. And say sorry to my kids.
Oh, my finger slipped.
My family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, you know, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award, and you know,
that's right.
It's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down?
Oh, this is funny. So let's stop right here. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? Men here, guys, and I think I speak for everyone on the panel when I say this, we already knew what it was between Will and Jada, right? We knew that that Jada had disrespected Will from the start. We all know that Jada has been alpha widowed by Tupac. We know about the letter that Willow wrote to a now deceased Tupac, asking him to magically come back to make his mom happy again. The disrespect that Will Smith has suffered at the hands of his wife and his own children, that told us what it really was. So my opinion of Will Smith has not changed because of the slap. All it did was confirm what we already knew. Let's go around the panel quickly. We'll answer this question, and then we'll finish the video. Alpha Villains, man, what are your thoughts on this right here?
Man, you hit the nail on the head, man. I think, you know, Will was apologizing to his fellow actors about tarnishing the evening, but Will failed to realize and failed to mention that he actually tarnished Chris Rock's legacy. I mean,
Whew.
now Chris Rock is the ultimate butt of his own jokes. Chris had to carry on the show.
Oh my God.
Despite being smacked, despite being humiliated. 3 months later, now Will has taken it upon himself to apologize. And if you notice, Will said he reached out to Chris, not specifying when he reached out to Chris. So all of those things, Will is an actor. I think this is one of his best performances. I don't necessarily think he is remorseful for it. I think it's a PR stunt. And like you said, he is a slave to his wife and his emotions. And, you know, I think his legacy and his view, the way we perceive Will Smith will never be the same because he just confirmed what we already knew.
Okay, yeah, let me just go ahead and play the rest of this, and then we'll just go around the panel and get a general idea. Appreciate that, AV.
So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
Oh, is that it?
Can I help you?
Oh, wait a minute. All right, very good. So let me cancel this quickly.
What's up, dog?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, stop. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing?
Yes,
sir.
just
Hold up.
gradually
Hang on a
just
second. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So you heard what Will Smith had to say as I mess with this down here. Let's start with Offie Kingdom, man. So give me your take. Give me just sort of a broad stroke, and we'll ask more specific questions here. But what are your initial thoughts? What are your initial thoughts on Will Smith's apology?
Well, I will say one thing. Him apologizing confirms that it wasn't staged. I give him that. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the kind of thing going on, was it staged? Was it not staged? Well, if it's staged, you gotta do all this. But I will say it's like your girl having an affair with a woman. Excuse me, your woman having an affair with a man.
It could be with a woman.
Multiple years, and then she gets caught and apologizes. You're not really sorry. You're apologizing because of the scrutiny that you got, right? So let's say that they said Will Smith was alpha and he was a fucking hero.
Well, we know that's not goddamn true.
Would he apologize? Yeah, Will Smith is alpha as fuck. He's a hero and shit like that.
Right.
See, if the apology was real, even if they were to say something like that to him, he could be like, you know what, I hear all that, but that shit wasn't right. It's only not right because his career didn't turn wrong. So that's all it is, man. And you know, like I say, he's an actor. People need to understand, especially for these younger listeners, just to give y'all some game. These little talks and stuff be so staged. Like people be thinking like they just sit them down and they ain't practicing this shit before. Like it's wrestling. Like they just going off and it's live. Like bro, they be having this shit mapped out, all of that. So you always gotta say all of this with a grain of salt. But as far as an apology, hell no, man. I don't trust them, and I don't believe them, and I don't know. I don't like guys who run behind their woman anyway. So it's easy for me to dismiss him.
Okay.
I don't like it, bro. It's one of my perks.
Okay, very good. BOA, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, Afi thinks the apology was disingenuous. He doesn't buy it. What about you? Unmute yourself, please. No, you're okay.
We'll get it right one of these.
Yes,
times.
we will.
My belief is when you are under the influence of your woman, you lose your ability to think as a man.
That's right.
So everything you do is coming from the mind of your woman. You're like an emotional puppet. And she does what she has to do in order to, one, put you in a position that can benefit her further, and also, two, put you in a position that can humiliate you more because she enjoys humiliating you. Women enjoy humiliating men.
Oh, yes, they do.
So if you allow a woman to humiliate you, there is a bunch, man, it's like she's at the greatest comedy show ever when she can have you out here acting a fool looking stupid. And my thing about the apology is this, man. No one can be sincere with an apology this far after.
Right.
You just can't. Like, even if you're an emotional guy, like there's just so many things in life that take place between now and then. And furthermore, the last thing I'll say, man, is because I don't want to go too deep into it and start answering the damn questions you got coming up later.
It's all good.
So I'll say this, man. If you do something and it's based on the principles that you believe in, and the man says he believed he was protecting his bride, I don't know why he would protect her. Now, not that one, but he believed that he was protecting her. Man, I'm not finna apologize to you for nothing I do based on the principles I stand on.
No.
If your ass feels some kind of way about it, fine. But I did it because I believed it then, and I still believe it now. So I think overall, it's weak to come back and apologize this far on. And one more thing, Don.
Go ahead.
If he can say he's from Philly, and he knows all this shit, he knows enough about the streets. He may not be a street guy.
Definitely not a
You
street
didn't know
guy.
what the fallout was gonna be when you go up and slap somebody. Punch me, dog. Don't slap me.
Yeah,
with an open
real
wound.
talk. Real talk.
Man, put some knuckles on my face, swell some up. He knew what the fallout from that was, man. He's just in a place now where all this man has is this connection to his wife. He don't value nothing else in his life.
Jesus,
right?
man. Incredible. That's a sad place to be. Miles, do you buy the apology? Yes or no?
The only reason why I can say that I buy the apology is because of the source.
Okay.
I'll explain. So the man said his personal trauma is disappointing people.
Okay.
That is not the perspective of a man.
No.
And in my opinion, that is not the perspective of a man.
That's exactly right.
So again, and I know this might sound like the shameless plug, but I truly believe it, which is why I did it. This is why I came up with the masculine identity membership.
Okay.
Because
Speak on it.
This is the basis of what. Listen, let me tell you something. God made each and every last one of us different for a reason. Okay? The only thing we have is our identity. The only thing we have to because let me tell you something about the world. What makes you valuable is that you can give something to the world that it doesn't have.
Right. Right.
You understand that?
Yep.
See, the world has Afi. The world has Alpha Villain. The world has Donovan. The world has BOA. But if I'm not me, then the world won't have Miles Cunningham, and the world needs Miles Cunningham.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every man under the sound of my voice should believe the same fucking thing 1,000%. You understand? So when you look at me and you say, my personal trauma is letting down the image that other people have of me, then you the type of motherfucker that can apologize to people.
Right.
Wow.
And I'll believe it because you're that weak of a not even a man. You're that weak of a male.
Right.
There you go.
You understand? And look, I give Will Smith credit for his talent, and I've spent hours enjoying his creativity.
Sure.
You understand? But that's where it stops. Because when you take the brand of masculinity to this extent, the same way that I could love R. Kelly's music and not love what he did,
right,
and agree that he should go to jail, is the same way that I can enjoy Will Smith's movies, but understand that I'm not watching a man. I'm watching creative. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're separating the art from the artist.
Exactly.
Same with people do with Michael Jackson.
Right. So if you ask me if I buy the apology, the only reason I buy it is because it's coming from a flexible weak link.
Okay.
A weak link. That's what I'm looking at. So yeah, weak links like that, they'll apologize and mean it because that's their shtick. You understand? It's like you know, if you listen to the conscious, the conscious brother, that character that
Lamont.
You know, you listen to Lamont. That's his shtick to talk about conspiracy theories.
Yes.
And the
Right.
conspiracy. That's his shtick. Right. So then Will Smith, that's his shtick. And you know what the sad part is? I'm gonna just end it with this. For the longest time, we all thought that he was this enlightened, spiritual, like guru type dude. But the whole time, all of that inspirational shit, he was just trying to convince himself.
Jesus Christ.
He wasn't sharing knowledge with us. He was just trying to convince himself because again, he's a weak link. The link in the chain of masculine, all the men that we all know. He's one of the weakest, and I don't say that as disrespect. I say that as the truth because as men, we need to know where our weak links are.
That's right.
Because they're the ones. If we was in Sparta, they're the ones that get thrown in the fucking pit.
That's right. That's right.
As the premature babies get thrown in the pit as soon as they're born because we don't have space for weak links. We all got to be strong in this Spartan society.
That's right. Before we go to Alpha Villains, I'm going to read a couple of super chats. The phone lines are open, guys. The phone lines are open. 516-387-1987. We want you guys to speak on the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation. King Life with the $5 super chat says the real title should be Should Jada's ex-boyfriend accept Will Smith's apology? Very good. JBlaze11, who is also in the queue right now, $5 super chat says only men can accept an apology if they're genuine, and Will's was not. Smith will do anything to get his career back. He will never get his respect back. Geeky Anomaly with a $5 super chat says no, shame is good. You should feel ashamed. No shame equals no remorse. Cigar Man, member for 5 months, says Jada is using Will to act out her emotions. I would agree. Ostrike with the $5 super chat says Will acts like divorce is not an option. I think Jada has some sort of dirt on him that would hurt his reputation. Worse, strip on. I'll just have to say it like that. A strip on. 516-387-1987. The phone lines are open. AV, what is your overall litmus test on the Will Smith apology? Do you buy it? Do you think it was genuine, disingenuous? What are your thoughts?
Right, absolutely. Just to kind of echo, you guys pretty much nailed everything. I don't think it was genuine. Like I said, he's trying to be remorseful without feeling ashamed. And
that is female, my friend.
Precisely. Yeah. Right. Because, let's think about it real quick. When Will slapped Chris Rock, who came to Will's aid? Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington to calm him down. Who went to Chris Rock's aid? See, it's like you're slapped, and then Will said it was all fuzzy. Why didn't you apologize in that heat of the moment? It was all fuzzy, but yet you remembered your speech, and you touched on the smack in the speech about defending the honor of your woman. The thing is this, man, this society, when everybody applauded Will Smith and they did a standing ovation, we are allowing men to justify and not have accountability. And he's basically defending a woman's honor who is not honorable.
That's right, 100%.
She's not honorable, man, despite everything. So, he takes more value in calling his marriage and his union bad marriage for life as opposed to being an example. He wants to be the leader. He wants to give joy and happiness and love and light. But at the same time, he's still, like Miles said, he's been convincing himself out loud that he is something that he will never be, just like he tried to be a thug, like Tupac, etc. So Will Smith, unfortunately, doesn't have any discernment, and he is not somebody that we should aspire to be like when we were younger. We should just appreciate his talent. And I think a teachable moment for all men, at the end of the day, like we've all been saying, men really have to put themselves on a pedestal as long as they do the work, and you should not be hiding behind your woman, because although we are not better, we are superior to women. And like Miles said, if the world doesn't have a Miles Cunningham, then the world doesn't have a Miles Cunningham. We all have to be on our square, and we all have to understand, as long as we put in the work, we have to ensure that we are the superior and the builders, and we fall on our sword. So I don't think it was genuine at all.
Okay. How can I put this? I agree with what Miles said. You have to separate You have to separate the art from the artist. There's no excuse for what Will Smith did. We know the reason. But I buy his apology. Was it a little bit later than I would have preferred? Yeah, of course. But my opinion doesn't matter. Public opinion is really kind of what matters. What he loses points for waiting for 3 months to come out with this. My guess is that maybe his publicist says, hey, you need to maybe you need to chill on this for a second, let the story go away, because if you apologize right away, then you might raise more questions than answers. Even still, if I'm Will Smith, I want to get out in front and be like, hey, look, you know what? I fucked up. Listen, I'm going to go away for a while, but I just want to let everybody know I fucked up. I shouldn't have done what I did.
That's what men do, though, Donovan.
You're right.
Real men.
Yeah, you're right. And so that's what brings me to my next point. Will is absolutely accountable for what he's done, but Will Smith, he is the avatar for the average rank and file modern American man, minus the commas in his net worth. That's it. He was raised to believe that women are made out of sugar, spice, and everything nice. He was raised to believe that you must defend your woman's honor no matter what, even like if AV said she is not honorable. He was raised to stick it out with the marriage, and divorce is not an option, and this and that and the other. Will clearly lacked the strong male leadership that it takes to be able to navigate life without being made to look like a buffoon by a woman who really appears to have married you because you were her last option. I'm not saying that I don't blame Will for what he did, because it took a lot of quick decisions for him to quite literally detonate his career. But by the same token, I'm not the kind of person, I'm not going to hold someone accountable for not knowing something that they were never taught. And Miles, I know you're cool with Steve the Dean. I used to work with him all the time. But one of the many reasons I don't work with him anymore is because I didn't like the way that he would go at my audience, asking them, well, why don't you know this? Or why don't you just do that? You can't hold anyone accountable for something they don't know. It's like hiring someone for a job and then firing them for incompetency the very next day. Well, why did you fire them? Because they didn't know how to do the job. Did you train him properly? So we can't be too, we can't be too hard. We try not to be too hard on the quote unquote beta males or the MGTOW guys or guys without experience, because nobody is teaching these guys how it's done except for us. And I don't know about you guys. I think with the exception of BOA, and I could be wrong, my dad didn't teach me shit. My dad taught me exactly what not to do in relationships. I had to figure out on my own what to do. And only by the grace of whatever creator is up there do I not have any kids, at least that I know of. So these things, to me, it's equal parts. No, Will absolutely, he I don't know whether he deserves to work in Hollywood or not. I'm not going to get into that. He's absolutely accountable for what he did. But we also have to understand is that just because the apology was disingenuous does not mean he's not sorry. He might not regret what he did, to Chris Rock, but I can promise you, with all the backlash and the lack of phone calls coming from movie directors, he is absolutely sorry. So he might be apologizing to the right person for the wrong reason. And I think that might be why it comes off a little bit disingenuous at times. PickCap01 with the $10 super chat says, that's what boggles my mind about the whole situation. You're defending a woman that isn't worthy of defending. And again, I understand why that boggles your mind, but every one of us on the panel were raised to be exactly like Will Smith was raised. And again, and at BOA, I have a feeling that you had strong male figures in your life when you were coming up. But as far as I know, most men, we hear all the stories, we get call-ins, we see videos. Most men are raised to believe in this country that defending a woman who isn't worthy of, that doesn't even come into play. Every woman is worth defending no matter what. Right. Believe all women. Women are above reproach. This is what happens when we do not when we do not teach our young men how to be men, this is what happens when young men are marginalized. This is what happens when young men are constantly told that they don't matter, that their needs and wants and feelings don't matter, that we're just walking around looking to e-par spelled backwards women. And so, honestly, the only reason why Will Smith hasn't picked up a pew pew is probably because he's got an 8-9 figure net worth. Other than that, man, he could have very well been on a path to some serious destruction. He could have hurt himself and others in the process. So while I completely agree with having to hold Will Smith accountable, I think we also have to understand and give credence to the fact that, like most men in this country, he was not given the requisite tools, not only to deal with this kinds of shenanigans, but how to recognize the fact that women like Jada are not worth wifing up. We all know, Jada Pinkett was never, ever wife material. But this dude went and wifed her up. This dude gave this woman the world. And all she did, this whole situation, was give him a bunch of fuck yous. And so finally he says, you know what? I'm going to be like Tupac. I'm going to be Mr. All he did was further, I hate to use the word cuck, but cuck himself, to be quite honest with you. Does anybody else have anything else to add before we go to the phone lines?
Let me say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Amy. You got it.
I like what you said, man, about giving guys grace. Now, although, it's important for us to put the onus on the man. But you're absolutely right. The majority of us, this is why these communities are so big, right? We were lied to. We didn't have masculine energy. Even if our father was in the picture, he was perhaps a simp. Inherently, we've seen our mothers suffer. Now we don't want to see our mothers suffer, so now we carry that into our relationships to become the white knight.
Yes.
Mothers raise their sons to be the men that they settle for, etc. We do have to give grace to men, but there is a certain cutoff point as well.
Okay.
Right? So when you become a man, in my opinion, when you become a man, how many times do you have to make the same mistake? And how many times do we have to give you grace for making the same mistake? So I agree with what you're saying. We shouldn't shun people for not knowing or being exposed to stuff. But I will say this, being in the 40-40 club with all you guys, younger guys should have, I have a little less empathy for younger guys because you guys have so many resources at your disposal.
That's all right.
And when we were growing up, we really had to.
We didn't have shit.
Precisely. So we don't want to shun you, but I always want guys to have an open mind. If you're an older person, perhaps this guy did something that you don't understand. And on the same token, older guys should listen to younger people too. This is how we communicate, and we can all be better. So.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the phone lines. 516-387-1987. Let us go to Efo in Atlanta. Efo in Atlanta, you're on Live with the Six. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. You?
Good. This is about Mr. J. Mr. J was okay because I'll make sure he's all right. Can you reach out to him, make sure he's okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
I don't want anything bad happen to him.
No, Minister Jep's
He's
fine.
fine?
He's fine. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Okay, because he hasn't uploaded in the past few days. He usually upload every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll listen. Jep is one of my best friends. I can personally assure you he is just fine. What do you have on the Will Smith Chris Rock situation?
Yeah, not much. I'm saying that, like, we were raised to worship women. You know what I'm saying? We were raised to put women on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? To say women do no wrong. And look at these music. Look at the music. Like, even back in the day, even like in the beginning, we make music about worshiping women, put women on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is that, like, it was the music, it was on TV. You know what I'm saying? Movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in public schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, most guys are simps because the mainstream media. You know, the society to put males, put men to be beta males. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what are your thoughts on the Will Smith Chris Rock situation? Do you think Will Smith's apology was genuine, or do you think it was a little cap?
I think he only apologizing because he got in trouble. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was me. I think he only apologized. Like, even like, there's someone asked him why he didn't apologize on his video. That's when he apologized. Someone had to tell him to apologize because someone asked that question. So I think he apologized in public because, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. Efo in Atlanta, I appreciate you calling. Let's go to Jay Blaze in Maine. Jay Blaze, you're on live with the 6.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I think Will Smith's apology was not genuine.
Okay.
And he made the mistake of running his relationship and basically his career through pleasing Jada. And look at what happened. His kids are messed up.
Yeah, man. Oh my
his
God.
career is messed up because of it. And dude, he tried to get his respect back by slapping Chris, and you just can't do that.
Nope. Do you think, let me ask you this, and this is what I'll ask the panel after this. Do you think that Chris Rock should accept Will Smith's apology, yes or no?
I don't think he should.
Okay.
Because I don't think he should, because it was just a very public, disrespectful thing that happened to him.
Okay, very
and
good.
I don't think he means it at all.
Okay, very good. Jay Blaze in Maine. Listen, man, he didn't think it was genuine, and so he doesn't think he should accept the apology. Alpha Villains, let's start with you. Now, let's just, for the sake of argument, let's just say that Will Smith's apology was genuine. If his apology was genuine, do you think Chris Rock should accept the apology?
You know, I think Will Smith really made a really Machiavellian type of play, because when he started out the apology, watch this. When he started out the apology, he said, listen, I reached out to Chris. When you're ready to talk, I'm here to talk. So now
that puts the onus on him.
If Chris doesn't accept, now Chris is going to look like the bad guy, even though he was the recipient and humiliated from the slap.
Wow. Yep.
So now, even if Chris doesn't want to, he is forced. Will Smith has perfectly played his hand. So now Chris has to seem like the good person. So now they got to shake and pretend that they like each other, despite the fact that his legacy now, he's going to be the butt of all jokes because he got the slap. So Chris Rock, you know, listen, like you said, we all deserve retribution.
Sure.
We all make mistakes. I do know sometimes when you forgive people, you don't forgive them for the people, you forgive them for yourself, because to carry hate and all that shit really takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
So for his sanity, I would forgive him, but at the same time, he has to forgive him because of his persona now.
Okay, very good. Yeah, because of, you know, the public pressure, I suppose. That's been put on him, right?
Right.
Afi, do you think Chris Rock should accept Will Smith's apology?
Yeah. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. Like
he's like, you see, that's a yes and a no.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I want to say yeah for TV, but then on the other hand, I kind of want to say no to be like, man, fuck you. So I'm kind of conflicted.
Okay. Okay. So you're on the fence.
I just flip a coin, man. Either way it go, do I think if I were Chris Rock? If I were Chris Rock, would I accept the apology? No. That's out. Now I ain't accepting it, but as far as Will accepting it publicly, that's a tough one, man. You know, because it's people who I don't like, and they apologize to me, and I would be like, "Fuck you." But in public, I just make it seem like it's decent, just because everybody don't need to know that. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. So let me ask this a different way as we move on. So because Afi made me think of something, we'll go to BOA with this. So accepting his apology is one thing. Forgiving him is another. You can accept someone's apology and not forgive them. So let me put it to you now, BOA. Do you think that Chris Rock should accept Will Smith's apology, and do you think he should actually forgive him, or one or the other, or neither?
And I ain't doing neither one of them shits. You
Okay. Okay.
Here's the thing. If I do that, if I'm Chris Rock, I feel like you victimized me twice. You already
Oof,
slapped
yeah,
the hell
man.
out of me. Then you turn around and flip this as Alpha Villain so eloquently stated.
Yes.
This Machiavellian ass flip on me with this
Yes.
apology. So now you're trying to victimize me again. You put me in a position where I have to defend myself again. Nah, bro. Once is enough. And my thing is this, man, I'm from an era where if we got to throw hands or we got to throw that iron at each other, we ain't never gonna be cool at all.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and you probably need to be watching your ass next time you host something.
Right. On the red carpet.
Real talk.
Because the thing is, man, the disrespect. See, I think we're forgetting one thing, and I guess I'm not gonna say we're forgetting, but we don't discuss this enough.
Okay.
Imagine the disrespect Chris Rock felt at that moment.
Yeah, man.
But
That's
imagine
true.
the emotional control it takes to not respond immediately.
Oh my God, yes.
Man, it takes months to get over that shit right there, because you know what he wanted to do when it was done, when it was over. You could see Chris Rock's expression. He as he was gathering himself. He had
Yeah.
on his face like, man,
It was
Nigga.
early in the show.
Yeah.
man,
He
this
still
cat
had to
don't even
host.
know. And you know, Chris Rock, brother, Tony Rock is nuts, man.
Yo, Tony Rock is a real one. Like, don't fuck with Tony.
When you really, so growing up being Tony Rock's older brother, you know Chris Rock has some of that in him.
Sure.
Mm.
Man, just to put me in that predicament where I have to manage that and save both of our asses pretty much, because it could have been worse if Chris Rock had responded.
Sure.
So
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, you put me in that predicament, man, because this is my career and your career on the line. Like, this is our bread and butter. So
Right.
you try to damage my career, then you put me in a position where I have to make a quick, rash decision about if I'm going to save my career or if I'm going to defend myself. And then you come with this
Wow.
apology months later and then flip it back on me. Well, when you're ready to talk, we can talk, bro. You can hold your breath. We ain't talking at no point.
Okay. So what you're saying is no.
Yeah. Right.
In a roundabout way, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, just a little bit. Miles,
no.
what are your thoughts? Should he accept the apology? And when we say accept the apology, this means publicly, hey, I accept your apology. Should he forgive him? Yes, no, or both?
Okay. I'm gonna answer the question up front, then I'm gonna get into it a little bit.
Let's do it.
So he should accept the apology,
Okay.
and he will. I feel like I can make this decision. He will never forgive him.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
Now, let me unpack that. See, a lot of us are talking because we just neighborhood niggas. Like, let's be honest. Like,
Right.
all of us talking is neighborhood niggas
Right.
who found a platform to give philosophies, to give men some direction.
Of
So
course.
be it. We're talking about Hollywood agents.
Yeah.
You understand? We're talking about Hollywood.
Stakes is high, fam.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Right.
we're talking about Hollywood. We're talking about if you do the wrong thing, they can, no matter how much money you got, they can freeze your assets.
That's all right. That's all
Because
right.
all of your checks was signed by them. So even though you got a lot of money in the bank, they can put a hold on all your shit where you can't even touch a dollar. You understand?
Yep.
So these people are still being held in jail. These people are not free. We're not talking about free people. You understand? If YouTube, kill one of our channels, we could just come up with another one, or
Sure.
just move to another platform, or
Right.
just put more of our shit on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. So what am I saying? See, Chris Rock chose his direction early. Chris Rock stayed the consummate professional,
He did, man. Woo.
and he broke just for a second. He was like, oh, I can.
But then he said, all right, we're on national TV. We're live. That's all right.
Yo, if y'all replay that,
You can see it.
He shrugged his shoulders like,
He's like, damn.
Like, nigga. He's like, oh, wait a minute. I can't say that. I can't say
Right.
that on live TV. Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
so he chose his path. So now just accept the apology. Like, as soon as he reached out, I would have been like, hey man, it's all good, man. If you wanna shake hands on national television, we could do that, because we gotta do the show. But when the cameras go off though, get this
Get away from me.
Get away from me, homie.
Right.
Okay.
Get away from me, homie. If you're in my vicinity for too much longer, I'm gonna have to have my security guard put hands on you, bro. Like, just get away from me, bro. And so, the reason why I'm saying this is that it really speaks to Chris Rock, who understands his identity in Hollywood, and Will Smith, who because of his own traumatic weaknesses as a man, he doesn't understand his identity in Hollywood or in real life.
Yeah, that's very true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between a Chris Rock and a Will Smith. Like, you might look at Chris Rock and be like, well, I see why he smacked him, because Chris Rock can't do nothing. Like, Chris Rock's scrawny or whatever, but Chris Rock is actually the stronger man. Because let me tell you something real quick. I would have much rathered if Will Smith did a video and be like, listen, man, I don't give a fuck what y'all think about Jada. That's my motherfucking wife. And any of y'all niggas say some shit, I'll smack y'all too. And own it.
Okay.
Now, none of us might agree, but the point I'm trying to make is that if you're a man, then stand by your shit.
Yep. I'm with you. I did what I did.
Because replay it. He laughed at the joke.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Jada looked at him.
Bro, you're schizophrenic. And that right there is the crux of the entire, like that was the card that brought down a whole house of cards. That little piece right there, the fact that he laughed at the joke and then just flipped and then went and attacked this man. That shows me that you don't know who you are in real life or in Hollywood. You understand what I'm saying? Because in real life, it was a funny joke. But in Hollywood, you trying to smack somebody and ruin somebody's career. And now in Alpha Villains, that was super astute. He really did some bullshit with that, putting the ball in his court.
Yeah, that was.
You understand? And that goes to show that it was disingenuous, and it is for Hollywood. So that's what I'm saying. Publicly accept the apology, so we can all move on with our careers. But personally, me and you are done, bro.
I'm gonna come from a different perspective here. I think he should accept the apology, and I think he should forgive Will. If there's one thing we know about Chris Rock, is that Chris Rock, he's red pill aware. He has been other than Patrice O'Neal, he's been spitting red pill truth in movies, on the stage with a stand-up.
Facts.
At the end of the day, we all know that Will Smith is in serious pain, man. Will Smith is in pain. He probably feels isolated. But above all, man, Will Smith is a man, dude. And right now, everybody's shitting on him. And if Chris Rock understands the true nature of women, then he understands that Will does not understand the true nature of women. Chris Rock knows that men in this country, in the Western Hemisphere, were under attack. Masculinity is under attack. And I think that, listen, man, I understand Chris is probably still fuming, but in the end, man, we're all brothers. Okay, so you did some dumb shit, and I'm never, ever, ever gonna forget it. But Will Smith needs for Chris Rock to forgive him, because believe it or not, I think Chris Rock could maybe help Will to sort of heal from this. Will just, and I'm not making excuses for Will, but we all know he doesn't know shit about women. Chris Rock, on the other hand, does. He knows damn well. And this is another thing. Chris knows why Will walked up there and slapped him. Again, that doesn't excuse it, but he understands that Jada was the reason he went up there and did that. And so I know, listen, man, I know publicly, I know a lot of guys, and listen, if something like that would end your relationship with somebody else, I'm not mad at that at all. I've had people do all kinds of stuff to me and this and that. And it's very easy for me to tell Chris Rock to forgive Will Smith because I'm not Chris Rock. It didn't happen to me on national television and all that good stuff. But I think Chris Rock would be really doing Will a favor by accept his apology publicly. But then behind closed doors, listen, man, sit down, have a few beers, yell at each other, duke it out. But I think Will really, really needs for Chris to forgive him. Because in the end, like I said, he's a fellow man. And yes, he broke the code by fighting another man over a woman, which is something you should never fucking do. But Will Smith was never taught not to do that. That doesn't excuse it. But I think if Chris Rock wants to continue to be the bigger man, because he showed that he is emotionally stronger than Will by carrying on with the Oscars, if he really, really wants to help Will out, and he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to, but Will Smith needs help. That dude is miserable. He's probably depressed. And I think if Chris behind the scenes says, "Hey man, check this out. I'm still fucking pissed off, but let's sit down and talk about this." Go ahead.
I love what you just said. Real quick, I know Afi, you got something to say too. Let me just say this real quick.
Yep, you're
you
good.
said that Chris Rock was is red pill aware.
Okay.
Let's look at it. See, Chris Rock is an example of somebody who had to put the work. He's awkward looking. He's frail. He's small. He doesn't fit the bill. On the other hand, Will Smith is tall. He's had everything handed to him. So, like you said, this kind of gives us the example of how all these guys, 6 figures, tall, etc., all that shit. Johnny Depp's, all these guys and stuff like that. They don't know anything about women because they didn't have to put in the work to understand women and understand themselves. Chris Rock, being still awkward looking, he's more red pill aware and understands women because he had to put the work through trial and error to understand it.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I like what you said, man. We have to be the proof. We have to be the example. And as men, we can work together, not necessarily like each other.
Of course.
But we doing it for the greater good. So I love what you said, man. It's about accepting the apology. You don't have to forgive him, but it's for the greater good. So
okay, very good. We'll go to Afi, then BOA. Afi, what you got on this?
I think one thing that just the viewers may not really think about and just is the history. You know what I'm saying? Like, people assume, like, NBA players, right? Just because they on the same team don't mean they friends.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure LeBron hates Melo's guts. Just because they high five after a slam dunk don't mean they cool. You know what I'm saying? That was a good momentum shifter, but you still weak. You done ruined my legacy on some. But you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
he should definitely accept publicly. But as far as the forgiveness, man, I think it depends on what their relationship built on was prior.
That makes sense.
I mean? We could even look at YouTube. We all YouTubers and do content, and some cats we might have collaborated with, and we like it wasn't nothing to stand on. That's history. And then some cats we willing to see eye to eye with. It just depends on what was before. And then slapping me in front of my wife is a big deal though. But it got to be some history. That's too random of a gesture. They, maybe they got into a fight before at one of them Halloween parties that don't nobody know about.
Right,
too.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that wasn't their first nuance, and then he just slapped him. Like, I'm pretty sure it was other little stuff that,
led up to it
between them two cats, because they've both been famous for hella long. So it's
yeah, right.
Like it's just two, like Will Smith and some new hot upcomer. These are two guys who've been in the ranks since the early 90s.
Yeah.
Up until now. You feel me?
Okay. We're going to go to BOA. Justin in Florida is coming up next on the phone lines, then Aaliyah in Calgary, and then Awestrike in Maryland. BOA, what'd you have to add to this?
If you listen back to it, he did say one of the reasons he did it was because of his history with Chris. So
okay.
I ask you, what would that history be that continues the charge of me coming up on stage to slap fire from you in front of all of these people in an attempt to ruin my career and possibly affect you in a negative manner as well?
Right.
Couldn't have been very positive. So, and of course, there were rumors flying around that Jada and Chris might have had something going on once upon a time.
Wouldn't surprise me. Jada's a hoe.
And Chris just has a tendency. I mean, I guess he don't like the shape of Jada head, man, because he always talks about it. So, I don't know what it could have been, but I'll say this about
you stupid.
I agree with what you said, Donovan, that some guys aren't raised to understand. But Will Smith is, man, that motherfucker about 50.
He's over 50, 53.
At that point, you're way beyond the point where I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. All right.
And my thing is, if you're a younger guy and you've gone, see, what we got to remember is when you're in a situation with a woman and you're going through the shit Will is going through, you're going through it.
Sure.
You're just so emotionally invested in a woman that you can't get out of it. So he knows what he's going through. He knows what he's doing. And my thing is this: if we got an issue and you roll up to me and you just sock me, I mean, I got to be drunk because I'm hella alert. There's a
right.
Pull up, right.
Yeah, I got to be drunk. But and since I don't drink, that's not possible. When you roll up on me that way, it puts me in the mindset that this is something that comes from way back. Like you have this
unresolved.
Not about this joke. You don't fucking like me. And if you don't like me, if you have that type of vitriol toward me, I'm not doing anything at all that I think might help your ass.
Okay.
Now, I couldn't sock you back, didn't slap you back, couldn't do anything physical. But what I will do is make sure that the benefit of having me in your life, I'm going to strip that from you. So as much as that apology would help him, if I was Chris under these circumstances, you on your own, bro. Because we have to have a line that a man can't cross.
That's true. That's
and
very
this
true.
is that line. If we got beef and you say, when I see BOA, it's on. Okay,
Right.
it's on.
An on-site list, right?
Let's get dirty.
Right.
But if you do this behind this woman who's publicly treated you this way, bro, I can't even understand. If you got a wonderful wife, if you got a Felicia Rashad,
right?
And I say something about her, and you roll up, I'll be like, bro, you know what? That was my bad, man. We can't think of too many stains on her over the years. People still respect her now. Her peers respect her as
of course,
as like a queen mother or something.
Yeah.
So her character is true to form, but there's no way, man, I'm gonna try to help you after this point, bro. You have to declare me your enemy, and I ain't helping my enemy do shit, man, but crumble.
Okay, very good. Aaliyah in Calgary. Aaliyah in Calgary, then Ostrike in Maryland. Aaliyah in Calgary, you are on Live with the Six. Go ahead.
Hi, just wanted to say I'm a big fan of the show, and I'm probably in the minority of women here who actually listens to Red Pill content and applies it. So thanks, just to start off. And when it comes to the whole Chris Rock thing, the whole situation, when I first saw it, I thought it was a joke, like the actual video. I was looking at the thumbnails, and I'm like, this can't be real, can it? So once I started digging into it, it was just mind-blowing to me, like how Will could do that. And his reaction to the joke, like it was a joke. He was laughing, and then all of a sudden he did that. It made no sense to me. But then I saw Jada's expression, and I'm like, shit, okay, now it makes sense. And if you dig into Jada's Instagram from 2021, she was talking about like, oh, I'm going to cut my hair. I'm going to be friends with alopecia. We're going to be, we're going to be cool with this. Yeah, sorry, I kind of went off on a rant.
You're okay.
Yeah, so she was fine with her condition, it seemed, and she was accepting herself, and people thought it was so refreshing, and that's what I thought he was doing. The Rock. I thought, okay, it's Hollywood. He just, picked up on that. He thought it was just going to be a funny joke,
right?
Because she's accepting of it, and it honestly made no sense to me how men and women alike were kind of, saying, oh, The Rock is so tasteless and he's so cruel and stuff like that. But maybe in his eyes it was fair game because she was, portraying herself as so confident, like, oh, I'm this confident,
that's a good point.
Black woman, and I don't need this hair and stuff like that.
Yeah, if she was so strong and independent, then why can't you take a joke about something you decided to do? Let me ask you this, Aaliyah, before we move on to the next caller. Do you think that Chris Rock should accept Will Smith's apology?
I think there's a difference between accepting and forgiving. I think he should accept it, but I think he should keep this whole situation in the back of his mind, and I think he should rethink his association with Will moving forward. That's my opinion.
Very good. All right, Ali in Calgary, thanks for chiming in. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Looks like I'm in the minority here as far as the forgiveness. I might want to rethink my position. Ostrike in Maryland, you are on Live with the Six. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up to the Six? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So, I think Will took too long to deliver a public apology, and this was a strategic decision to save Will's legacy. That's why it took so long to carefully decide. But the time to apologize was during the Oscars, or maybe at worst the day after. It doesn't take that long. And if I were Chris, I'd ask Will what took so long.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think that Will... go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead with your question first.
Do you think that Will... do you think that you think Chris Rock should accept Will's apology, or because it was just kind of, a day late and a dollar short, he should... in turn respond with, hey, why, what took you so long?
I mean, he can accept it or not. I don't think it really affects Chris either way. That's just his personal thing. But I would think there's like a selfish motive behind it. Like he's just trying to wait and see what the public wants. And then, like, when he carefully planned it out, then he's like, okay, I guess I have to apologize.
Okay. All right.
So
I
don't think it's genuine, or he would have felt bad immediately after.
So you don't think Will is genuinely sorry for having done what he did?
I mean, maybe he is now, but I don't think he was, you know, the night of or the day after, because he would have apologized by then.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Ostrich in Maryland, man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
Before we go to Marcus in New Jersey, let me pose another question to the panel. Do you believe now? I think the general consensus with a couple of maybe dissenters think that Will Smith's apology was disingenuous. He didn't mean it. But in the deepest recesses of his mind, I'm going to start with Alpha Villains. Do you think that Will Smith is truly sorry for what he did? Just, if, truth serum, he's in a room by himself, no cameras, no media. Is Will Smith sorry about what happened?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's why I piggybacked on what you said, man. Will Smith, because we are all men, we are all have discernment, we're red pill aware, etc. Will Smith is a man. I'm sure you guys have coached men like this. Will Smith is in a lot of pain.
Yeah, man.
He's in a lot of pain, man. His kids didn't turn out the way he expected them to. He's with a woman who will never love him. He will never measure up to the man that the woman really loves. So I think he is sorry. I don't think his apology or his remorse is targeted to Chris. I think overall he's an unhappy person.
Yeah.
The guys that are, the clowns, the guys that are comedians, those are the ones that have the most trauma. Look at Robin Williams, right? So at the end of the day, man, I think Will Smith is sorry. I just don't think he's sorry for slapping Chris. I just think he's sorry overall for the way that he's feeling.
Okay.
And he can't fix it. Will Smith, remember, he's a narcissist. He's a control freak. He's a very intelligent man. He's a Scientologist. He has created a shitstorm that he cannot fix. And this is why he said, one of my biggest things is disappointing people. He can't fix it, man. And so this right now, he's just trying to scramble. So I definitely think he is sorry. He just doesn't know why he feels sorry.
Okay, very good. That makes sense. Afi Kingdom. Is Will Smith genuinely sorry, regardless of what he says to anybody or what anybody thinks, in the deepest recesses of his mind? Is Will Smith really sorry for what happened?
Yeah, that's the key word you said. He's sorry for what happened, but he's not sorry for slapping.
There you go. Okay, very good. Okay.
He's sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because you're famous for that long, you get wrapped up into your own clout. He didn't think that he was on the verge of being canceled. He thought he was untouchable. You know what I'm saying? He's Will Smith, and that's Chris Rock too. It's another black, so,
yeah.
But when he got a dose of them repercussions, now we talking a different language.
Okay, very good. BOA, is Will Smith genuinely sorry for what he did?
I think his outlook on it is more akin to the outlook of an addict who can't accept that they're an addict.
Whew.
So
wow.
He does this as one more time that he said, okay, I'm not going to do it again. I know this woman doesn't care for me. I know she doesn't want me. I know she doesn't like me. She only wants me around for my ability to provide. I'm not going to put myself out there again. And damn it, he goes and does it again.
Yeah,
so now he's sitting like full of remorse, full of regret. It's like an addict trying to fight an addiction without going to rehab. It's just like keep trying to fight it, you keep losing, but you keep trying to fight it, and then you go 2 months without using. You're like, yeah, I'm good. 3rd month, you just have a blast off.
Yep.
So he's been going through this continual cycle of addiction to the pain of trying to please a woman, never please.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Let's go.
Wow.
His outlook is simply, that's all it is. So when you're an addict, you can't focus on the other things.
Yeah, right.
That's why it took him so long to think about Chris Rock. So I recant what I said earlier. I do believe he's in a fall.
Okay.
He's been doing this for so long, he can only focus on what I did. How did it affect Jada? What does Jada think about me? What do I do now?
He apologized to her during the apology.
Yes, right.
Yes. The apology.
Unbelievable.
So even in this, he's still has to accept that I'm addicted to this woman that I can't please and her tearing me down because I can't please her. But again, I apologize for failing you.
Wow.
Sucks.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, Miles, do your best, but if you can add to it, I mean, do what you can do, bruh.
Hey, I second that, BOA, and that's it. But that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
And you know, Donovan, respectfully, this is why I have to disagree with you, because what we're talking about is enabling an addict. You understand?
Yes.
Will Smith is an addict, and validation is the drug.
Ooh, wow.
And Jada Pinkett is his pusher.
Oh my God!
Let's go.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why for Hollywood, I would forgive him, but in real life,
let's go, Miles.
Yeah. in real life, I'm looking at him like, bro, don't bro, I would even do a movie with Will, because that's how, as Chris Rock speaking through the eyes of Chris Rock.
Okay.
I could even see myself doing a movie with Will.
Okay.
Because that's how much of a professional I am.
That's all right.
But at the same time, if we're talking about forgiveness, I don't know if that can happen, because I don't want you to think that I forgive you to be validated from that situation, because I'm not gonna add to your enabling. I'm not gonna see you smoking the TV and then give you a fucking VCR to go sell for crack, my nigga. Okay. I'm just not gonna do it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
You know, shout out to BOA, man. That's heavy. That's heavy. He's
that was deep.
You can't enable an addict. That's facts.
Let me add one more.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Let me recant something. Let me talk about something I said earlier.
Okay.
When I say all this, no, I'm not gonna forgive him. We ain't cool. We ain't gonna never be cool. Man, listen, I've gotten so much money with guys that I used to shoot with, and once we stopped making money, we'll shoot at.
Oh wow.
Shoot back and forth with.
Right.
But an opportunity comes to make money. And it's like, hey, man, we can make a lot of money together.
There you go.
That
there you go.
Personal stuff is always separate from the business.
Right.
So on a personal level, no, we'll never be cool. No hanging out, no coming to Christmas dinner, no
just
doing
business.
None of that.
Yep.
Man, if they got a role for me in a movie that Will Smith in, and it look like it's gonna be a blockbuster, let's work.
On in. Let's do it. Very good. Listen, that makes all the sense in the world. Before, let me read these super chats here. Dre Raven, $10 super chat says, what should Chris do? Nothing. Ignore it. If pressed by the media, shrug and say something like, I have more important things to do than dwell on petty things. Okay. Nation Biz, $5 says, if Chris would have hit right back that night, it would have been easier to accept the apology. Maybe. Perhaps. Nation Biz, $2 super chat, retracted the message. Appreciate that. Geek Anomaly with the $10 super chat says, I bet you this $10 that if Jada dealt with her alopecia differently by wearing wigs or getting hair treatments rather than willfully shaving her head, that the joke would have never happened. That you are probably right. I think, and you guys are making some very, very, very good points. I think the only way that Chris Rock could ever forgive Will is if Will divorces Jada, okay, seeks the help, seeks the counseling, is on some man shit, and just goes to Chris, because now we're removing the addict from the drug, right? All right, Chris, check this out. Me and Jada are done. I know what it is. Look, man, I fucked up, right? Look, man, I fucked up. I stole your TV and your VCR to go get some crack. That's exactly that Will's got to come correct. But the only way Chris Rock should even think about forgiving Will Smith is if Will Smith gets rid of his drug. And that drug is seeking the validation of a woman who never loved him. And that's a dangerous thing, man. Very, very dangerous drug. All right, let's go to Marcus in New Jersey. Marcus in New Jersey, you're on live with the 6. What are your thoughts on the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation?
Hey, how you doing, Donovan?
Good.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of callers on hold.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great song. It's one of the classical songs of all time called "I'm Your Puppet" by James and Bobby Purified.
Ooh,
Make me do right, make me do wrong. I'm your puppet.
Dude.
Pull that little string and I'll wink at you. I'm your puppet.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
And that's the God honest truth. Another song that's a classical song is Carole King. It's Too Late.
Ah, it's too late. Mm-hmm. Because it's too.
Like this,
Yep.
Will Smith had 3 to 4 months to apologize. Rather be on the podium when you accept that award, behind closed doors, with PR through Instagram, or whatever the case may be. Chris Rock should just keep moving on with his life, and I'm pretty sure he's happy, making money, doing his thing. Why revisit the past for a person that's regretted it for 3 to 4 months and trying to make an apology, and you're the one looking for forgiveness for the forgiver? No, let it go.
Okay, very good. Mark's in New Jersey. Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it. Okay.
Love you, Donovan.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Let us go to Andre in Chicago. Andre in Chicago, you're on Live with the Six. Go ahead.
Hey, first I want to go ahead and give my salutations to the Six. I really appreciate the work that you guys do.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
The podcast format makes it real easy for information to be received and digested and applied, most importantly.
Good. Thank you for that. It's weird. Even when you've been doing this for a long time, there's always that question in the back of your mind, am I doing it right? So we like it when callers say, hey, you guys are doing it right. So we appreciate that.
All right, facts. So I wanted to go ahead and say that Will Smith, first of all, I felt that slap. When I saw that actually happened on live TV, something actually was affected in me on a personal level. I couldn't even really understand.
Wow.
And I think we all felt that way. I think, the way KS touched on it in the black community, seeing two juggernauts in the entertainment industry come to fists like that.
Yeah.
It just really didn't make any sense, and it set us back very far.
Yes, it did.
But as far as the apology situation that we're dealing with right now, I don't believe that Will Smith, and from all the points that you guys touched on, Will Smith is not even capable of apologizing at this moment in time. He's not in an emotional position. He's not correct whatsoever to even issue a true apology. There's no heart in his apology whatsoever. And the reason that he proved that is because, number one, he soiled it by apologizing to Jada.
Oh, yes.
He
okay.
absolutely soiled it. He took a steaming dump all over that apology.
Yeah, man.
Because he didn't direct it at the person. And then the other clue, Womanese 101, he said, I apologize for what happened.
Yes.
Not for what I did.
Ooh, there you go. That's all right.
Things don't happen to men. We do, and we take responsibility.
That's all right.
Accountability is
Let's
our friend
go.
when we mature into it.
Awesome.
This
So
caller been watching for a while.
He showed and proved that he is in no position whatsoever to be able to issue a true apology. And then furthermore, coming from Hollywood, they know how contracts are done. There needs to be consideration in a contract. You need to do something. You need to show something.
Yes.
A word is just a word, but
Yeah.
you need to. Where's the pound of flesh?
Okay.
Where's the sacrifice? You got to give up something to prove that. Maybe it'll happen behind closed doors. Maybe we'll never know about it. But at the same time, you can't just issue an apology in word and expect to not have to put up some consideration.
Okay, very good. Andre in Chicago, dropping the mic there. I agree. If Will really is sorry, show me. You know what I mean? Like, you got actions speak louder than words. Big Woode Samaj, welcome back to the Six. With the $5 super chat, says, I recommend pay-per-view where Will apologizes face to face and then let Chris smack him twice. Hella money makes and biblical. That is actually a good idea. Last caller of the evening, we are going to go to RPA in Kansas City. Go ahead, RPA.
Hey, what's going on with you, Donovan?
Not too much, man. Just trying to keep it together.
Yeah, I was calling in, brother, to let you know, it's much love to your show, and I'm definitely subscribed to you, Miles, BOA.
Good.
Alfie Kingdom, and the other brother, I don't know him, but he's definitely dropping some heat.
Yes, sir.
So I get on his channel just as well. But my thing is this: as men, us as men, my father always taught me, and I messed up. I made mistakes in life, went to prison and everything.
Sure.
So before I went in and did my time, and even during my time, I was always taught the only way you can apologize to another man when you put your hands on him is going to that backyard and knuckling up.
There it is.
That's the only way that Chris Rock should accept his apology is him going to knuckle up with him. That's the only way I see it.
Okay.
Because it's like an addiction. And I shout out to BOA, like you said. it's like an addiction because we all got drug addicts in our family, some, of that sort in our family.
Sure.
We all do. We all human beings. And it's like an addiction. When them guys are addicted to the drugs, they'll steal from you, they'll lie, they'll do all type of things to you. And sometimes you might have to put your hands on the ring, bring their neck in order for them to respect you and keep going with their lives. And in that situation, Will is a simp, so he's suffering from simp addiction. So by him suffering from simp addiction, the only way he can get an apology accepted is he go in the backyard and Chris pound his goddamn face in, and that's it.
Okay.
That's the only way. That's my opinion.
Okay.
And much love to you fellas.
Thank you very much, RCA. We appreciate RPA. We appreciate the call. All right, let's give our final thoughts on today's topic, and of course tell the people where they can find you. Kareem Adolphus, welcome to Chat Privileges. At Kareem Adolphus to welcome him to the TSR family. Kareem, if you would put your age and location in the chat. So we know who you are, where you are, maybe maybe meet up with like-minded men. AV, final thoughts. Lead us off, man.
Man, thanks, Donovan. Thanks for having me on
Absolutely.
once again. Gentlemen, this was a great topic, man. I guess the teachable moment is, man, men, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, we all need help. We all make mistakes. We're all liable to make mistakes. I think the most important takeaway for me is that forgiving people, you forgive people for yourself, not for the other person, to not carry on that negativity. But at the same time, men have to want to be helped. Like BOA says, we often enable guys and people to carry on and do certain things because they do need help. But there's a certain line that we all have to draw for ourselves, because nobody's going to do it for you, to know when we decide to make the change. And I think this community and the guys on this panel know that we all had to, push through some adversity, figure it out, and try to do the work. So I think the biggest takeaway for me, man, is just, men, we all make mistakes and we all need help, but you have to be ready for help, and so that way you can seek it.
Okay, very good. Where can the people find you?
Yes, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, Alpha Villains. I got a morning show, Finish Your Breakfast with AV, 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how to have friends with benefits.
Yes, sir.
See you guys then.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, Alpha Villains. Afi, final thoughts, and tell the people where they can find you.
All right. Again, appreciate all you guys, Donovan, BOA, Miles, AV. Appreciate you guys' positive energy and camaraderie. As far as the topic, think before you do, and before you do things, think about the outcome first. You know what I'm saying? I be wanting to slap the shit out of people all the time.
Right.
the emotion is triggered.
Like, real talk, man. I'm trying to.
But that don't mean I gotta follow through. That's how come I be thinking people are extra stupid, because people say certain things, and I be thinking, okay, I see why he thought that, but why did he say it out loud?
Right.
Conflict. Like, just certain stuff just supposed to stay in the mental Rolodex. You feel me?
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
Appreciate each and every one of you guys. As far as you guys listening, follow me on Instagram, International Afi, AFI, and then Afi Kingdom Books. Follow that one too, because it gives you little book stuff. And then obviously follow my channel, AFI Kingdom. Hit the notification bell, drop some comments or whatever. I got a fire drop for you guys in like an hour about the dark side of doing YouTube.
Oh, shit.
So it ain't nothing about no girls.
Man.
Maybe I don't like it, but guess what? I like making content like that, so my day one's gonna like it. So,
dude, listen, man, I could create a 7-part course on the dark side of being a YouTuber. God damn. Ain't that the truth? Appreciate that, Afi Kingdom. BOA, man, final thoughts, and where can the people find you?
My brothers of the six, man. Listen, man, I tell you guys, man, I thought about trying to do the show last week, man, from my car on my phone, man. But so I hate to miss it, man, because this is the type of energy that I doubt if any of us get this many guys around us in our personal lives.
No way. You're right.
Understand life from this masculine perspective
like
this. So it's always good to actually communicate with guys on this level, man. So, I'll say this, man. All of this goes away and never happens. if Will doesn't pedestalize his woman over himself.
Yes.
Man.
None of this ever happens. None of this Tupac stuff, none of it ever happens. So if you leave this show tonight with anything, leave it with the fact that I don't care how amazing a woman is, you're a little bit more amazing. No matter how much she benefits you, you benefit her a little bit more. So I'm not telling you don't have a woman, but prioritize yourself and also pedestalize yourself so high that no matter where you put her, she's still not above you. So you can follow me on YouTube, man, at Dr. BOA, Book of Alpharonomy.
Okay.
You can also have a motivational channel, man, called the King Ray Ray Show. You can follow me on IG, book_of_Alpharonomy. Go to bookofalpharonomy.com, man. Y'all go ahead and keep gobbling up that mixtape, man. We have 9,000 copies.
Woo! There we go. I was just gonna ask you about the mixtape, bro. Hell yeah, man.
That's awesome.
We're talking about no videos, no nothing, man. Y'all got me about to start dropping some music videos.
Man, you better stop. They ain't ready. Hey, BOA, they not ready.
Support, man, because y'all guys know how it is, man. With any project you do it from your soul.
Yeah, real talk,
you
man.
Just have to hope that the people respond to it positively, because you just never know, man. You never know what anybody's got going on in their life or whatever. And it's not like we're giving away things that we sell for free. Like, we're trying to make a living doing these things.
Right.
So I just appreciate all the support, man. And hey, man, I love this panel, man. Let's get back and do this thing again next week.
Excellent, man. Appreciate that, BOA. Miles, you're hitting cleanup today. Final thoughts, and where can the people find you?
All right. Yeah, man. Again, respect to the panel, respect to the chat, respect to all the callers. Once again, thank you, Donovan, for having me. You run a tight ship. We all know the work that goes into this, and so I always want to give you the respect, because a lot of people think it's just about putting a bunch of stuff up on the background behind you, but
man,
there's way more to this shit.
Little more to it than that.
You know what I'm saying? But what I want to say is, my final thoughts is that whoever was Will Smith's cameraman, they fucked up by putting that globe-looking thing behind his head, and he was wearing a white hat. So
what the fuck was that?
His head looked misshapen the whole fucking from that camera angle. It made his head. So that's something I noticed as a photographer that just bugged me the whole time.
Right. You're the photographer. You're like, what the fuck is he thinking, right? Yeah.
But on a more serious note, again, like I said before, identity is what we have that the world doesn't have.
Yes.
So we have to take it very, very seriously. And like BOA said, we have to pedestalize ourselves just a little bit more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more than everybody else, because we are the ones who control our identity. Therefore, we control our legacy, and we are the architects of our own reality. So every decision we make, we have to look at it and say, who am I? What do I want? And does this next decision does it serve that?
Yeah, good.
You understand? And the problem with Will is that he's a 50-year-old man still trying to figure that out. Why? Because he's letting the whims of a woman who doesn't even love him affect the way he sees himself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the part that, that's always going to be his downfall. And that's why I said he is the weak link. Again, not to be disrespectful, but just to recognize what it is, right? So again, he's addicted. His drug is validation, and Jada Pinkett and probably women in general is his pusher. You know what I'm saying?
Know a lot of men like that.
Right. So again, identity is the most important thing, guys. So check me out on Instagram. Go to Miles in the Game on Instagram. Hit the link in the bio. I got the Masculine Identity membership. It is available right now. Let's start the journey to find out exactly who you are, so you don't make these type of decisions. Because when you know who you are and you make decisions in line with who you are, you never have to say sorry.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Hey, Donovan, I don't believe I forgot to say this. This is the main thing I wanted to say.
Sure.
This from the universe. Shout out to Will Smith. Will Smith, if you want him to accept your apology, then what you gotta do, fam, is you gotta sit up there with your wife and family and let Chris Rock slap the shit out you in your face.
Oops.
When you do that, the kids too, all of them. Like,
everybody got to be there. Grandmama too. Yes, sir.
Hey, you gonna get a big bag. That's gonna be like all-time ratings. So you gonna make the money back. Let me slap the shit out of you then. Dominant mindset.org, I'm done.
Very, very nice. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on the Six. I really, really, really appreciate that. That is going to do it for this, the 3rd episode of the 7th season of the Six. Thank you to all of the super chatters. Thank you to the callers. We will see you guys right back here next week. Thanks for watching.